Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you are, excuse me, doing well. Megan Penley-Pickett here from the Heartland Institute. We're going to give folks just another minute or two. We might just be a small, intimate group today, which means we can get our questions answered and go about our Fridays. So how is everybody doing? Just curious, how's everybody doing? Feel free to unmute or put it in the chat.
Doing good, very good.
Good, I'm glad. I am glad. I am also good. Hi, Simbo.
Hi, Megan. I'm not feeling too good. I had my second COVID shot yesterday.
Oh.
So,
Well, I am sorry. I can tell you it does pass, but it is not fun.
even after I took the first one, I wasn't feeling good for a few days. So.
Oh no. Oh no. Well, thank you for joining. We will keep it short in honor of Simbo not feeling well. I do hope you feel better. I know it will pass, but it doesn't make it feel any better for anybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Well, we are going to jump in. We are recording this. It should be up next week on the consultant team site. If you want to share with anybody in your financial center, or you're just like, you know what, I really miss Megan and I would like to watch this video again of our meeting. I totally get that. So a couple things that are coming up. One, we have launched our referral program for families. We are getting ready. We're going to be putting some information out to consultants, but we are starting to share that information with our current families and new families who enroll. And so the long and the short of it is that if family A refers another family, another student in the program to the program, so that's family B. Family B stays enrolled, and in month 4, family A, the referring family, will be sent a $100 check from the Heartland Institute. Ta-da! Pretty simple, but the referral goes direct. The referral fee goes directly to the families who are doing the referring. This is important for you all to know. We do not have sibling discounts. That's not new. That has always been in place. We do not have sibling discounts, but a family who has more than one child enrolls their older student, which is typically what happens. And they say, can I enroll my younger students? Yes. And that will also count as a referral. So as long as that younger student in that same family sticks with us at least through that 4-month mark, then they will also get that $100 check. There is no cap on how many referrals they can have. So we explain that you don't really have to deal with a lot of that piece of it. We are pushing information out, excuse me, directly to families on that. Our coaches will start pushing that out. As we have new students, we are pushing that information out. Where your role comes in as a consultant is if a family refers their cousin or another person that their kid goes to school with or whatever, and they don't necessarily have a consultant to help them, you get to help that family, and then the commission piece will come to you as well. So we're kind of excited about that. We're going to see how this goes. We're going to do it for a few months, see how it takes off, see what questions come up for people and things like that. So wanted to share that because we're pretty excited about it. Any questions about that program? Great.
Hey Megan, I was a little late. Do you mind repeating that information?
Sure, I don't mind at all. So we're starting a referral family that is going to be, we're starting a referral program that is designed specifically for families. So when families refer another family or another student to the program, if that referred family, so the new family, stays in the program for at least 4 months or in the 4th month, the referring family will get a $100 check, sort of a finder's fee or referral fee directly from the institute. So this is, if it's anybody, if it's in their family. So this is, Wendy, a little bit how we are working within the sibling discount question that we get quite often. So if a family is enrolling their junior and they're thinking about their 8th or 9th grader, they absolutely can enroll them. And then that student would be quote unquote a referral, and the family would get that $100 referral check as well in the 4th month. And again, for you all, as we have a form that they fill out, so you don't need to do anything on that. Where you as consultants really come in is being the consultant for that referred family. Excuse me, I have this one dry patch in my throat today. So you could be the consultant for that referred family, which makes a lot of sense. Then you receive the commission on that, with that referral going directly to the family. Yeah, Wendy, go ahead.
So typically, if they're gonna refer somebody, I feel that they likely would go through you as the consultant. And then we just tell them that, you know, for referring your friend or adding your sister, you guys will get a referral fee, XY, you know, however much it is, at the 4th month after they join. Right?
After the referred family. Yep.
Yeah, because typically they won't go through, they wouldn't refer somebody straight to Heartland. They should refer that student to who they have been working with, right, as the consultant.
So they can do either way. If they come directly to, if they say, hey, you should just apply for, you should just enroll in this program, and they go through the online piece of it. If they don't have a consultant, we'll follow up with the referring family to see who the consultant was. And then we will notify you as the consultant and say, hey, you should work with this family. And then you'll receive the commission that way as well. So,
okay.
Yeah. So we'll do our best to loop the consultants in, so you can start, you can continue to build your business that way as well. So the referring family, if they just say, hey, cousin so-and-so, you should just go, not that they're trying to get around anything because they don't know how all of that works, but just say, hey, just fill out this form, you can get in this program. Great. We will then let the consultant know if you don't already, so you can start working with that family and get commission on that enrollment.
So how long is this how long is this referring program going to be in place?
Right now it is indefinite. So we don't have an end date on it. It's not like a special or anything like that. It may go away at some point, but for right now, we just launched it this week, so we have a number of months that we are at least going to see how does it work.
Okay, and it's $100, right, for referring another student. Okay, that's good, because I have existing client that has younger siblings, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
Put them in the program.
Yep, absolutely. And so we will get some language out. I mean, we're pushing that out, but we have some language that's going to go out to, it's going to go out to the existing families. We just have a quick form that they would fill out, so we can then start tracking who they referred. So we can keep, sort of an eye on timing and all of that. So yeah, we're kind of excited.
And we still have the $300 discount if they pay in full payment, right?
It's a $200 discount.
200.
Yeah, but yes. So currently, right now, the comprehensive program, which is at $26.95, if the client pays in full, a full enrollment or a full pay, then the price is dropped by $200 to $24.95, and that is going to be in place until June 30th. On July 1, that discount will go away, and the price will go back to $26.95.
Okay, got it. Great.
Yeah, good question. Good question. And if as, I mean, I'm just rolling this out now, right? And there's only 10 or so of us on this meeting. So we're going to be pushing out some communication on what this referral program looks like, what it means for all of you. We'll put some information in the portal, but I just wanted to let you know because we've had some new enrollments this week and we've started sharing that information with the new enrollees of if you're satisfied with the program when you get to that point, and the consultants who are on that are also seeing that information. So I just wanted to bring it up here today. But if at any point you have any questions on it or how does this work and what do we need to do, shoot me an email and we'll make sure that you get your questions answered as we start with this new program. Other questions, concerns, clarifications on the referral piece? Or the discount piece, since we talked about that as well. Okay. One of the other things, I don't have any language around this, but I did want to share it with all of you. So we are working on our communication pieces this week. We'd had a staff member who was out for an elongated time out of the office, but now they're back. And so we can work on our communication a little bit differently, which is very exciting. But as of July 1, we're not changing the cost of the program, but we are going to be adding a few additional communication touch points. That's my fancy way of saying we are adding 3 additional calls to everyone who's in the program. One of the questions that we always get, and you get as consultants, and you ask me and families ask me, is how many calls is my student going to have with the coach each year, right, during this program? And the answer I have given is you'll have one initial call with them, and then everything else is email based. And if you would like to have a call, you can reach out to your coach and set that up and find out, is it necessary, or, you know, that type of thing. So what we will be saying now is as of July 1, you will be getting 4 calls with your coach each year, with the idea of that being set up every 3 months. So the first month, the 4th month, whatever the math is, right? However that works out. So students are talking with their coach a minimum of 4 times per year. For the majority of our underclassmen students or underclass students, that is going to be enough to get their questions answered, to have that check-in point that people have asked about. When my student isn't responding to emails and it's been a couple of months or whatever that might be, that 3rd month is typically the time where that red flag is really being waved on behalf of that student. And so the student will be invited, and family member if they want to join, right? But that student and family will be invited to a call with the coach, which is an opportunity to ask any questions, to get any clarification, as well as, if necessary, the coach to say, hey, so you have not been responding to my emails. What is going on? All of those types of things. So that will be a part of the program moving forward as of July 1. Any questions on that?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
My question is, does that only apply to the new students or the already existing students also in the program right now?
So right now, that's a really great question. So that will be any student who enrolls on or after July 1, and then any student who renews on or after July 1, that will go into place. So for any of our existing students right now, that's not an option for them. But when they choose to renew, that will be included in the program. So we'll have a little bit of this sort of 2 program overlap that is going on right now, with the hope that as students renew, they'll be able to take advantage of that new component.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Other questions, clarifications on that piece? So with that, I'm really glad that you asked that question. So with that, as of July 1, We will be raising the renewal cost from $500 to $650. So anyone who renews their program, their comprehensive program, on or after July 1 will be paying $650 as a renewal as opposed to the $500. And what that is going to pay for is to, what that is covering is that additional time with the coach.
Megan, I have a question.
Sure.
So for existing students already,
Mhm.
because one of the selling points is, hey, join as a junior, and then you just renew, you pay an additional $500 for the senior year.
Mhm.
So let's say if they are for sure going to renew, can they pay the renewal fee upfront and pay $500 versus the $650?
So the rub here is, and this was not intentional, let me be very clear, it was not intentional, but if they pay before June 30th because they want to pay at $500, they absolutely can. They will not get those additional calls. So if they pay on or after July 1, then they will pay that additional renewal cost at $650, and they will get those 4 calls per year.
So basically the $650 is just to accommodate the full calls.
Yes.
But typically if they required or requested phone calls with their coach, I mean, the coach shouldn't say no, right?
The coach shouldn't say no, but they have the option to say no, because sometimes it's unnecessary. That they would need a phone call around that. Because you're consultants, I can have sort of this honest conversation with you then if we're trying to figure out sort of where the parents are coming from, because I'm a parent and I understand that. What we are really finding is 2 things. One, parents and students who are in the program, they want to know that there are touch points that are set up throughout the program. How often are my students going to talk to their coach at a minimum? And our coaches get paid very, very little. For the most part, they get paid less than any consultant's commission to deliver the program. So we're also trying to bring together how are we paying our coaches adequately for their time, and they are giving away a lot of their time with families. So to your point, Wendy, a lot of our coaches do not say no to that, but they're also not being compensated for that time. And we all want to adequately be compensated for our time. So that was a big push on my part to make sure that, one, that we're meeting the needs of the students and families by solidifying that those calls are a part of the program and compensating our coaches for that time.
I have a question, please.
Sure.
So if a family, if they say they don't want to pay more, and in that regard, maybe the opt out of the call options, the extra calls from the coach, is that allowed?
No,
or everybody just has to pay the $650?
yeah, the $650 is going to be what the renewal fee is on or after July 1.
And then one more question. For people whose renewal is not like going to be due till probably late in the year, which by the time which the July discount would have passed, are those kind of people allowed to do their renewal upfront between the discount period, or they just have to wait till their renewal time?
If it's more than 1 or 2 months, we would not want them to renew beforehand because they're not adequately getting the time that they have paid for. And $150 is a decent amount of money. But we would not allow them to do that more than 1 to 2 months before their renewal date.
Okay.
What other questions are there about this piece? we will be pushing out some language. So you're the first folks to hear this. Excuse me. So we haven't pushed this out to families yet. And so here's what I would ask of you all, right, is as you're talking with families, if they choose to renew, if they're asking you some of these questions, right, is that one, it's really one, I would ask you to not focus on, oh my gosh, this is higher, it's so much more, right? Is finding a way to say this is an additional value add that you are getting in the program. If you're thinking about renewing, this is a really great way to continue that communication with your coach, to be able to get the service that you have been getting up to this point and more, right? Because we're adding that communication piece that's in there. We are not going to be grandfathering people in. That was a misstep on our part. A few years ago, I believe it was in 2018, when we raised the renewal from 300 to 500. And so that was a misstep on our part. And I think it made your job as a consultant much more challenging of, what can I ask for? What should I not ask for? Who's grandfathered in? Who's not grandfathered in? All of these different pockets of people. And so we learned from that was a real challenge on the side of the consultants. And then it was a real challenge on the side of making sure that families got what they were told they would be getting in terms of being invoiced for it. So that is one of the reasons why we're making this is what we're doing on or after July 1, to make it more streamlined for our clients and for you as consultants. So we'll be pushing out some information to you all as consultants over this next week. If for whatever reason you want to have that conversation with any existing clients, our coaches will be pushing that out, because they push out the renewal information to their students and families. And will be, if you have any questions on what that renewal increase, what does it doesn't simply cover the cost of the coaches. It's a little bit of just sort of the cost of doing business, and some of those added costs that we've had. We're not changing the overall cost of the program, but that renewal piece, that renewal fee has been really, really low, which we want to keep it low for our clients, but we also have to offset just the cost of the program. Being a nonprofit, we are really working in the margins on being able to pay our staff and keep the program running. So that is, yes, to cover the cost for the coaches on those additional calls, as well as just the increased cost of doing business. So we're trying not to affect the overall, that initial investment that folks are making, but really bringing that renewal fee up to in alignment with the cost of the program.
Well, I personally know that a lot of parents preferred the, more contact, like via phone, because there's something about video and phone, there's something about face-to-face contact that often has a lot more effect than just shooting emails all year round.
Agreed.
But then, while that is great news, I gotta be honest with you. I know people gotta be paid for their service, and I'm not trying to undermine their service.
Sure.
But parents right now, I know I lost quite a few sales because they were like, we want to get into this program. We want our kids to get into this program, but it's just too pricey.
Sure.
And there was one recent one I tried to, okay, like, all right, maybe you choose like part of the program, and I listed it out for them. And when I tried to get them to choose part of that program, they wanted to, I recommended, look, your best bet is to be in the whole program instead of breaking it. You want to get the best out of this, put the kid on the full comprehensive program. But they were like, okay, if I want to know my options, and if those options are like, okay, we can break some of this stuff, and there's some things this kid has done already, and we just feel they don't need that. So that way we can, as parents, we can just focus on the things the kid needs, and we pay for that part of it. But then eventually she wasn't approved, they were denied. So again, I lost the whole deal, the wholesale that I had been working hard on. And it can be kind of discouraging to the consultants, because we're the ones out there trying to get this families to do this. You know what I'm saying? So that everybody wins. They benefit from the programs, the kids benefit. Haifa, it's a win-win situation. Haifa's goal is accomplished. But every time, if the prices keep going up every single time, and it kind of makes it harder.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm just being
Absolutely.
honest with you.
And I appreciate your honesty, and would be happy to talk with you offline about that family that was not approved, I guess, is if we want to say that. Most likely, again, we can have that conversation, but most likely that was because it was a younger student who was looking for the pieces of the options that are reserved for the older students, because of how they are enacted. But happy to have that conversation. One of the pieces that we will be doing with that renewal fee is, up to this point, that renewal fee of $500 was required to be paid at once. We will be, when we raise that renewal fee, we will be offering payment plans, so families are able to break that into 2 payments. So 2 payments of $325, which tends to fit budgets better, which is what we're finding for that piece of it. So as a piece of that. And I certainly understand, and I do not want to negate anyone's experience or how people are thinking about the work that you all are doing with these sales. What I can tell you is that for college coaching programs, we are the least costly option that is out there for families, other than the free services that may or may not be available in their high school, in the student's high school, or potentially a community center. We do have community centers or cities that have some of these pieces available for communities that are, for the student. But outside of those programs, we are going to be the least costly about that, especially even with the renewal fee at $650. That does not change. I am not here to shame anyone or say that you should not feel the way that you are feeling, because I appreciate hearing that and have those conversations with parents on a regular basis of, I don't have this money, and I absolutely understand. This is the absolute bare minimum that we can charge. We are not in the business of especially with our nonprofit, of making a profit, right? Of looking at it from that way. It's basically to keep the program running. And so I absolutely understand that. And so maybe there are, that's why we offer the payment plans. That I could go through all of those pieces, and I don't think that is overly helpful for folks, but we'll be happy to talk through that. So that's where we're at, that we're currently not raising the price of the overall program, but our renewal fee was not covering the cost of providing those services at the level that we know to be what is desired, what the clientele is looking for. And so that's why we made that change. So for those of you who are working with families and you are starting to talk about, here's what the program is, as opposed to saying, this is just a suggestion, right? As opposed to saying, well, the renewal used to be 500 and now it's 650, just letting them know, anyone from here on out, right, that is a new enrollment, here's the cost of the comprehensive program is $26.95, and the renewal fee is $650 per year. You don't even need to get into the differentiation of what it used to be, because anyone who enrolls at this point, their renewal fee will be $650 because of, how the calendar works. And so for anyone who is concerned about what that looks like for your current clients, we absolutely can have that conversation. They most likely, more likely than not, will be having that conversation directly with us at Heartland, which I am absolutely prepared to have that conversation. So, but let me know what other concerns that you have, or as this keeps going, as we get into this, usually the first couple of months of anything, whether we feel great about it or feel iffy or less than iffy about it, then that I would love to hear that feedback so we can tweak when possible. Maybe it's on that communication piece. Maybe it's helping out with some of those meetings so you can do what you are really good at, right? Of leveraging your relationship with that client. Let myself take on some of those pieces around, here's the program, here's the cost of the program. Happy to partner in any of those ways, either with a group or with an individual. So if there's anything that I can do, especially as we're experiencing some change over the next couple of months, happy to do that as well. Other questions, concerns? Excuse me. That's not a great place. I don't want to leave it at that of like feeling not great about it. So I do apologize for that. I think that one of the takeaways is that for all of our students who are going to be enrolling soon, whether they enroll now between June 30th, they get that discount of $200 if it's a full enrollment. We have seen lots of full enrollments because of that. Any of our students who are enrolling or renewing on or after July 1st are going to get this additional communication plan with their coach that is set up from the beginning. And then still, if something is a one-off meeting, especially for our seniors, we know that our seniors go into the fall like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to my coach all the time, or really get on and have that communication. Because you're absolutely right that face-to-face, however that looks, communication really does make a significant difference, which is why we're starting to include that in the program now in a codified way, not in a, sure, you can ask, but we don't know. Like we want that to be a part of our program. And so we're very, very excited about that piece of it. And I think that for you as consultants, that also gives you that opportunity to say, yes, there's going to be that, you're going to have at least 4 calls a year with your coach, which really is the right amount of timing every 3 months to get on the phone with the phone, Zoom, we'll use that interchangeably. So we're very, very excited about that inclusion of that piece of it. So another value add for you all as consultants to talk about, as opposed to saying, well, it's only email. People don't love that response. We've seen a lot of great responses. We've seen a lot of great results with our program being primarily email based, but our students and our families are changing, and we want to, this is our first evolutionary piece of our program to be able to meet those changing needs. So maybe we can end on that. I mean, I'm happy if there's other things that people want to chat about, or other communication, I'm happy to talk through that as well. Okay. I got lots of dark screens, which makes me think that people are doing other work and listening, which I often do in meetings. So I absolutely respect that. Again, we are going to be pushing out information on all of these things that we talked about today over the next week or so. So be sure to check your email. And when and if you have questions, you have concerns, you have feedback, anything like that, please send me an email. Happy to. We can then schedule a call. We can go back and forth on email, whatever that is. So it's not falling on deaf ears. And we want to find the best way forward to meet the changing needs of our clientele and stick with our mission as a nonprofit organization to be able to provide college planning for a lot of families, right? And to be able to do that, and also give you all as consultants the ability to promote this program, to be able to leverage that to continue building your business as well. So please reach out, let me know what is your, again, comments, concerns, feedback, challenges, wins, all of those things, would love to hear it. So
Hey, Megan, I have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
So do you know when you guys will update the PowerPoints with what this year's, I guess, results are?
Yeah, it'll be coming out in June. A lot of our results have come in April and are still coming in May. So we want it to accurately reflect that. So that will be in June.
So you guys will update that in June, and then you guys will update the PowerPoint slides that reflects the full calls a month.
Yep.
I mean, sorry, full calls a year, so a quarterly check-in, and then the upgraded or the updated renewal costs to $650 instead of $500.
Yep. So that will be in
June.
Yeah, that will be in June as well.
So but the price of the program hasn't changed, right? You guys
Correct.
raise it from $26.95.
Correct.
And something else. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you guys will also maybe add the $100 referral fee for existing families.
Oh yeah, it is for anyone who is enrolled or will be enrolling. That is going to be available. So nobody is, they have to be enrolled in the program. But outside of that, nobody is not qualified for the referral fee. So we'll start adding that into the PowerPoint as well.
So how does it work because my daughter's in the program?
Yeah.
So if her classmates enroll, you know, so I, as the consultant, would likely talk to her classmates, but would she get the referral fee? Or it doesn't work that way?
Were you the consultant you're the consultant and the parent? Obviously you're the parent, but you're the consultant and parent for your daughter. Then yes, your family receives and the student enrolls, the referred student enrolls, then yes, you are eligible for the $100 referral fee.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it gets sent to your house. If you give it to your daughter,
it'll go to the daughter, of course, because she has to talk to her friends to see if they're willing to join. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's a good initiative for my daughter, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a great way to think about it.
Because it's better than I don't know, actually getting a part-time job, right? So in the summer, if you get 5-10 people, your friends to join, then you get,
absolutely
500 to 1,000, right?
That's right. Yeah, there's no cap on it. Those people that refer just have to be, the referral fee does not get sent out until the 4th month of that referred student being in the program. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah, good clarification. Yeah, so we'll be updating all of those. We're sort of in the process of it right now. God, it's May 14th. Oh my gosh. But in June, we will push all of that information out, if not sooner, but June is our target date for updated results and updated PowerPoint as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, folks. If there's anything else, please let me know. I am not rushing you. I just want to give you back your time to go about your day. And as I always tell people, I won't tell anybody if you don't tell anybody, right? You can just sit quietly in your office and pretend like you're on a meeting and have 20 minutes of Zen. And I hope anybody who's not feeling well, like my friend Simbo, is going to start feeling well. That is no fun. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. Feel free to reach out with any questions, concerns, anything along those lines. And we will be in touch. And this is being recorded. I know we had somebody just join us. So this will be recorded and it will be up on the consultant team site either later today or probably Monday or Tuesday of next week for this meeting. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. And yeah, Mother's Day was last weekend. I should know that since I'm a mom. So happy Mother's Day to everybody who is a mother, who celebrated with mothers, whatever that looked like for you. I hope it was wonderful, and I hope you have a great weekend, and we will be in touch soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mother's Day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye, you too.